Today we're making this Irish takeout classic with chips, chicken, veggies, and all topped with curry sauce. So to make this Irish spice bag, the first thing we need to do is get some chicken fingers. So for this I've got one chicken breast here that I've sliced in half and then sliced into strips. I've got some plain cornstarch here and also some mixed flour and cornstarch with some salt and pepper in it and some egg, and that's going to go right into the air fryer. So in order to do that, first just take the chicken, dip it into the cornstarch, drop it in here, put it into the flour and seasoned flour mixture, and just make sure it's lightly coated, and into the air fryer. So that's done. You can see they're just lightly breaded in here. Now I'm going to give them a spray with some cooking oil and pop those into the air fryer. Now it's time to make the spice mix that gives this dish its name. I'm using a small scale that I can measure grams in, but I'll put teaspoon measurements, approximate ones, down in the description if you want to do that. So starting out with 1 gram of MSG, and MSG is actually key to this recipe. I mean, you don't need to use it, but it will give you the taste that you want. So I also added half a gram of salt and 1 gram of Chinese 5-spice powder. I'm adding 0.2 grams of cumin, 0.3 grams of cayenne pepper. That gives it some heat. You can add more if you want. And 0.2 grams of cinnamon. And I'm going to finish it off with some fresh ground black pepper, and that's about 0.2 grams or a few cranks of black pepper. Mix that up and you're ready to go. This will make enough for 2 people. I'm going to use half of it for this recipe. So the chicken is done. Now we're going to work on the fries. I'm using Chris Young's technique for fries. So these are frozen thick cut fries. So we're just letting that soak in warm water for 30 seconds. So that's about 30 seconds, and what that does is just softens up the surface. So we'll drain off the water, and now we will shake them for a minute. There. Now you can see they're still pretty much in one piece, but they've got this nice sort of soft crust on the outside. Now I've got the air fryer here. It's still hot from the chicken. It's still got some oil in there. That's fine. I'm going to dump this in. I'm just doing enough for one person, so no issue with the spacing in there. So that's now going in the air fryer for about 20 minutes. While the fries are cooking, now I'm going to prep some veggies. And again, this is a small portion I'm making, so I've got some onion, some red bell pepper, green onion, garlic, and also some green bell pepper that I had from a different thing. I'm going to throw that in as well. So now I'm just going to prep this, and for the onion I'm actually only going to use the green section of it. I'll save that for something else. And this garlic clove is huge, so I'll probably only use half of it as well. So I'm going to chop all this stuff up and then it will be ready. Veggies are prepped. Last thing we need to do is make the curry sauce. So fries are done, and they are crispy. Making the gravy now. I've got about a tablespoon of vegetable oil here heating, and into that I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of curry powder and half a tablespoon of flour into the oil. I'll just let that cook a little bit. That's starting to smell fragrant, so now I'm going to slowly add a cup of chicken stock. I want to mix it so it doesn't lump. I've got some seasonings here. I've got about half a tablespoon of soy sauce. Here I've got half a tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and half a teaspoon of ginger powder. So it's starting to thicken, but it could be a little thicker. I'm just going to add a little bit of cornstarch slurry in here just to bring it the rest of the way. That's good. There's no salt and pepper in here. The dish is going to be pretty salty as it is, so I don't think I'm going to put it in. If I was serving this without the other seasoning, I would likely add some salt to it as well. But just let that cool a little bit. So now we're going to finish this off, put it all together. So I've got a hot wok. Into that I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of oil. Swirl that around, get it non-stick, turn the fan on, and now we're going to add in the onions first, and the garlic. They're getting soft. Now we'll add in the peppers. We're going to add in the spice mix. Now we're going to add in our fries and chicken. Finally, let's toss in green onions. I think that's all heated up. Turn off the heat, and let's turn it into the bowl. Let's drizzle it with some curry gravy. And there you have it. Homemade Irish spice bag. Hope you give it a shot.